being joined by two of the amazing actors from the English language version of the show. And we are going to begin with someone who you know as Ricky/Patrick in Shadow's House, Chifuyu Matsuno in Tokyo Revengers, Koku Hanabata in My Hero Academia, Diaz in Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Yuji Itadori in Jujutsu Kaisen. Please welcome Adam McArthur.
What's up? What up? What's up, dude?
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic.
What's
How are
up,
you?
everyone?
Oh, rocking the Itadori jersey.
I mean, you know, that's the first time I've ever heard Marco Diaz referred to as just Diaz.
Diaz. Marco
love it.
Diaz.
I love it. Hello.
And also, I had to work this one in because I was a little sad this wasn't put in your credits on the website. I had to mention Shadow's House because I am legally obligated to mention anything that my very close friend Emmy Lowe is in. She plays Kate in Shadow's House, one of the underappreciated gems of 2021.
Yeah, no one's watched it.
Yeah, and yet it was critically acclaimed. Like, everyone who saw it was like, oh my God, this was like the best show of the year.
You guys have heard of Promised Neverland? If you liked Promised Neverland, you'll like Shadow's House.
Yeah,
so you should watch it.
In all seriousness, please go watch Shadow's House. It is on Crunchyroll. Please do check it out. So thank you again for joining us here. Looking forward to having a conversation with you today.
Me too.
And we are also going to be joined by someone who you know as Retsu in Baki, Bill in Beastars, Hide/Hidatsuka in Junji Ito Maniac Japanese Tales of the Macabre, Halfdan in Vinland Saga, Hendrickson in The Seven Deadly Sins, Sanemi Shinazugawa in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Joe in Megalobox, and of course, Satoru Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen. Please welcome Kaiji Tang!
Wow. So sexy.
Thank you. I know.
That strut onto the stage.
You're referring to my sandals and sock combination, obviously.
I am.
It's very comfortable.
That's very Gojo of you.
I know. I'm really going for comfort for my, my next con arc. Soon it's going to be PJs in this.
Nice.
Every signing.
You guys are really lucky he's in pants.
Oh God, you guys.
You're really lucky he's wearing pants. Let me tell you.
That's right. I am known for the pantsless.
Yeah, the pantsless voice actor is what his name is affectionately known as amongst the industry professionals.
That's right. Look. That first COVID year was hard on everyone. Okay,
Yeah.
we had to make it work somehow.
KG recorded everything with no pants.
Or a tasteful sarong. Just something with Gojo Sensei's.
As long as it's tasteful.
Yeah, it's gotta be tasteful. Cover all the important bits. No, but seriously, KG, always a pleasure to get to speak to you.
Absolutely, bro.
Haven't seen you in person since Crunchyroll Expo last year.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Always great to see you. Thank you for joining us here. Also, it's wild. It occurred to me while I was preparing for this. This marks 10 years since we first got to meet each other in person.
Has it been 10 years?
Should I sit on the end? Do you guys want to? I don't want to.
Has it really been 10 years?
By the time we get done here, we'll be nice and cozy because we'll have shared the stage of conversation, gotten to know each other real well.
I love it.
Don't you worry, you're good here.
We've got a decade-long relationship. That's really special.
Yeah. It's wild. And I still remember back then you were already in this amazing point in your career. 10 years on, you just continue to amaze and astonish. So
I really appreciate that.
It's been wonderful watching your journey this entire time, and getting to sit here and share it with this wonderful crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun doing events with you, and I really appreciate that. I'm a little more tired now, but you know what? It's 2023. We're all a little tired, right?
My default mode has been tired. I had to do the Chainsaw Man After Dark panel, and I didn't get back to the hotel till 3 a.m. So I feel you, my dude.
Yeah. Oof. Get more sleep tonight.
Luckily I've got enough time for that. So what we don't want to take too much time away from is the awesome Q&A that I know I not just want to get into myself, but also that I'm sure many of these awesome Jujutsu Kaisen fans want to get into with all of you. So I want to start with a more general question for the both of you. In every production, there is a moment where something clicks, that there is something special or timeless, whether it's a moment when you're recording in the booth, when the show finally releases to the masses, or even sometime thereafter. What for each of you was the moment that it clicked that Jujutsu Kaisen was something very special?
Dang.
I mean, it was when my wife told me that it was like legit. But before I auditioned for the show, I didn't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I discovered afterwards while watching the show after it came out, and then sort of doing my own research. But my wife, who was for some reason familiar with it, as when I booked the job and I told her, it's like, hey, I booked this Gojo thing, and she's like, oh, you booked Jujutsu Kaisen. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah,
It's a very, very accurate rendition.
It's not
accurate at all. Just to be clear, y'all. That's right.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, oh, honey, do you know the series? She's like, yeah. I'm like, do you like it? I'm like, I really like it. And then I told her who I booked. She's like,
the sexy one.
Gojo. I'm making her out to be like this gremlin. She's not. She sounds
KG
very
and Marcy's
lovely.
house is full of every statue of Gojo.
Oh my God, it's actually true. Well,
She's such a simp for you.
she
and
is.
Gojo.
Yeah. She started out.
So you all have a Gojo shrine?
She does.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my God, the number of ways she throws me under the bus when we go out, like to do anything, right?
It's amazing.
She'll wear Jujutsu Kaisen like leggings,
Yeah.
right? She will have a Gojo purse. All of this on at the same time, by the way. She'll have like the little box earrings. You know what I mean? Like she'll have the whole thing, and then we're sitting down, and she's just waiting. She's just waiting for someone to be like, "Oh, those are really cool Jujutsu Kaisen." And she's like, "Guess what? My baby's Gojo." And then you turn over to me. I'm like a dust cloud. I've already escaped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So incognito mode does not exist for you anymore.
Not anymore.
That's
No,
what I'm hearing.
no.
Actually, the best thing is when I'm there too with Marcy. Like Marcy and I kind of tag team KG because I'll also be like,
the
oh yeah,
worst.
that guy's Gojo.
It's the worst.
It's really
the worst.
It's really fun. Totally messed
Oh yeah, that guy's Gojo while you're wearing your
Yeah, no,
Itadori
I don't say anything about
jersey.
me.
I like to go to Ralph's anonymously.
JJK is like, oh, it's such an anomaly. It's such a unique show. I always say, like, as voice actors, KG and I have been doing this long enough that we're both in the same kind of place in terms of like, we get a lot of auditions regularly, and you cannot get excited. You just can't get excited initially. You might have like oh cool, like I'm reading for something that I've heard of, or like, oh cool, this is, something that people have heard of. But really, our job is to do the audition and then forget that we've done it. And it happens so rarely in anyone's career. And we've both been fortunate enough to have it happen several times in our careers where you get on something, you book something, and you're like, oh, okay, not only is this a really fun acting job, like both characters are amazing, like from an acting standpoint, like they're so rich. Like Gege has done, and Mappa has done such an amazing job with these characters that it's really fun as an actor to play. So that's one part of it, like, because you can have a lot of fun playing a character and then no one could watch it or everyone could hate the show. Like, that happens. But JJK is unique because it hits like all three areas. It's really fun to act in. Everyone really likes it, and it's just caught fire. I mean, it really is like wildfire. Like, I don't know if there has been a moment where I was like, oh, wow, this is really popular. But I mean, we've been doing a lot of conventions, and the fact that you guys want to meet us is not lost on us. We know we're so lucky and grateful, and it just sort of reinforces the idea that this show's super popular, and it's been a lot. I'm a people person, so it could not be better for me because I get to meet more people, which is really great. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
And to your point there, with Jujutsu Kaisen releasing, God, what was it, like late 2019 or early 2020?
It was
Basically,
October of 2020. So we were in the thick of it.
So in the middle of the thing, this show catches fire, and you have so many people so enthusiastic, so passionate about it. Coming out on the other side, even with the break until season 2 drops soon. With only the movie to tide them over. Which, sidebar, for me, that was another moment that really established Jujutsu Kaisen as a powerhouse of modern anime. The box office return on that film was stupendous for an anime film.
We were this close behind Batman. This close.
Yeah.
Darn you, Batman.
Yeah.
I love anime.
That's my. Now
Bruce Wayne bought like an entire theater. We both know it.
I'm actually married to Batman. You book Gojo. Yeah, that was actually him. Yeah.
Did you know my husband is Satoru Gojo?
It's Gojo.
I hope you guys are recording this and tagging Marcy. Mary Hellscream
I'm
is
so
her
sorry.
is her
I love
on
you so
Twitter.
much.
Yeah, tag Marcy in this.
Just imagining Batman just sitting in a restaurant being like, "Did you know my boyfriend is Gojo?"
Like, she'll be so happy to know you're thinking of her, but she already knows it. Kaiji and I, we play a lot of Magic the Gathering when we're at conventions, so Keiji's gotten me into it. And the other day, I made him so mad when we were playing, he called me Marcy.
It's true. Okay,
Yeah.
me and my wife play. Me and my wife play at home, and you know she acts very innocent when she's playing with everyone else. She's like, "Oh no, I don't know how to play." That's not true, right? So when we play at home and we're like trying to take each other out hardcore, right? She'll do something and I'll be like, "Marcy," so you know Adam did the thing. I'm like, oh wait, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I'm like, I'm not Marcy. Right.
So I'm going to go completely off script for a moment because I do have to just kind of further on this. So we mentioned TCGs. Do you gentlemen have any other TCGs that you don't just enjoy on your own, or maybe like with each other or other folks that you socialize with in the world of voice acting and beyond?
Well, I mean, I'm a huge Magic guy for sure. I did have, there was a dark period in my life where I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively.
Casual reminder: Yu-Gi-Oh Q&A immediately after this panel.
Well, here's the thing though.
What a segue.
I quit Yu-Gi-Oh before the game became basically 1 to 2 turns. Right now, it's like you flip the coin. The guy who goes first, 50% time they're gonna win. They're gonna sit there. They're gonna play solitaire for 15 minutes, and then you'll be informed afterwards you've lost. I'm not really into those games anymore. I play a little Shadowverse online. Right, that's pretty fun. I tried Magic the Gathering Arena. I hate alchemy, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, mostly Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, as far as like trading card games, Magic, but I'm also very new to it. Like Kaiji bought me and Anne, who voices Nobara, a deck. He gifted us a deck to welcome us into the Magic the Gathering family, and so that he had people to beat up when he was on the road. So I'm maybe like 3-4 months into playing Magic, but I'm like fully in.
Adam is actually progressing at a very quick pace. You've upgraded that starter deck like super efficiently.
I really like games. I really like games, and like sucking at them is not very fun. So I have to so I've had to upgrade that deck to try and like at least hang a little bit. But I play a lot of video games, specifically Apex Legends. I play a lot of Apex.
All right.
So yeah.
We have some Apex fans here. Clearly, let's make some noise, Apex fans. Come on, don't be shy.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I rotate my main. When I play with my friends who aren't good, I'm a Lifeline main. If I'm playing with randoms, I like Bangalore or Mirage because I like creating chaos. So.
Like you do in online games.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
No, it's cool.
I like to imagine that's you behind the screen.
So what you're saying is, if you do a Twitch stream, definitely expect the gremlin laugh while you're doing some Apex.
Yes.
The entire stream.
I will not talk at all. I'll just do that.
Oh my God, quality content, y'all. We're gonna stay on this for just a quick moment because we brought up video games. Kaiji, any particular games that you are a big fan of the video variety?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, years and years ago, I used to my life was all MMOs. Like for the longest period of time, I spent a decade. It started with EverQuest and then went to World of Warcraft and all that stuff. But now I'm way more into fighting games. Me and my wife are playing Street Fighter 6 right now. It's incredible, you guys.
You mean the open world fighting RPG?
That's right, the open world fighting RPG. Yeah. Where you can randomly punch old ladies and suplex them and then
seriously?
Yeah, dude.
I'm in.
Yeah, dude, you have to be.
I've been wanting to do that for a while.
Literally, you could be walking on the street. You'll see there's an old lady. She's level 7. And then she'll be like, "How dare you punch me?" And then she'll suplex you, and you're like, "Yeah, let's go." It's great. So for you guys who may not have played fighting games ever, Street Fighter has introduced a brilliant new thing to bring you guys in. They've introduced 2 completely three new controller schemes. One being Modern, which is a simplified, almost Smash Brothers-like control scheme for Street Fighter, where they've put like the special moves to one button, and you just have to press a direction, press a special move, you get the special move, right? Or if you just want to spend zero time learning, right? If you just want to pick it up and just whoop some butt. There is a new, I think it's called Dynamic, something like that, right? It is for button mashers, right? All you have to do is pick it, press buttons. It doesn't matter what button. It doesn't matter, right? You're gonna get combos into supers. You're gonna You are gonna piss off so many classic controller players. They're gonna call you cheaters, and you're gonna feel great. You're gonna feel like it's amazing. You're like, oh man, you've been playing Street Fighter for like 10 years. I just picked this up today. That's crazy. When are you gonna win? You know, like it's.
Is there a mode where I can just punch old ladies?
Yeah, that's the World Tour mode.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, that's basically the single player campaign that they have. It's,
I can't wait.
It's insanely deep and basically like a low key acknowledgement of Final Fight's original moniker, Street Fighter 89. Fun fact for all of you: Final Fight was supposed to be Street Fighter 89. Then they rebranded it because they were like, this is too different from this fighty punchy game that goes on to become like one of the pillars. And it takes place in Metro City for Street Fighter 6.
True. Yeah,
so it's like straight up like a low key sequel to Final Fight. So if you're a Final Fight fan, hey, justice for Final Fight.
That's amazing.
So we've all learned a thing today.
I like punching old ladies.
So Adam really likes it. I've seen it happen. Yeah.
That's apparently the most important takeaway from this.
Passion in his life. Yeah.
I'm really good at takeaways and summaries and morals of the story. So I'll do it. I'll keep doing them throughout this panel.
Jeez. So I'm actually going to jump around a little bit because we're having a nice relaxing conversation about things we do while we're hanging out. A thing that I always loved to get when we were doing the live streams for GalaxyCon, our sister show, people would love to ask the actors, would you want to hang out with your character if they were a real person? And if so, what activities would you want to do while hanging out with them? So I'd like to posit this to both of you. Either of you can take this one first.
I would fear for my life, to be honest. Like,
yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't trust hanging out with Gojo. I mean, I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure
He'd be like, come with me. I've got to go fight someone.
I'd be like, no. No, Gojo. I'm going to stay here.
In someone's domain expansion.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I would hang with Gojo if we were part of that, like, I feel like we were cheated out of the Nobara shopping arc. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we were in that arc, then I would hang out with Gojo because his wallet is, like, limitless.
Domain expansion.
Yeah, wallet capitalism.
Oh.
Domain expansion capitalism. Yeah,
Power unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. The dude's loaded. I'd be like, yeah, bro, buy me 3 Black Lotuses, and then we'll call it a day.
That's a magic card.
Yeah, that's a magic card. That's $800,000.
Told you you're going to be learning a lot today.
I would 100% hang out with Yuji. I feel like we would just eat a lot of food, and then maybe like wrestle. And that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know.
So basically, food bros. Would be your activity of choice.
Yeah, food bros. Yeah, sounds like fun.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Apparently, if we get the limitless wallet, you can go eat some of the finest cuisine.
Hell yeah.
And then wrestle.
And then wrestle.
I mean, Gojo Sensei might take it a little too seriously, so I'd be a little careful there. But just throw Yuji under the bus. It's like you first. Warm him up for me. I'm just gonna wait over here while you get your ass totally handed to you. Don't want me. Okay, so we've had ourselves a little bit of fun. We've gone a little bit silly, but I do want to get back to the more acting side of things. So you were speaking before, Adam, about some of the things that really flipped that switch for you about what made Jujutsu Kaisen so special, particularly getting to dig into the characters, get to really understand them and see, oh, this is really special. So I guess starting with you, what elements of your characters do you enjoy the most?
Oh, man. I think we're so lucky. We're just so lucky. These characters are so rich. I really like that Yuji has so many lighter moments, that he can joke, that he can have fun, that he's kind of dumb, and that he's not afraid to be himself. He's never like a poser or like trying to put on a front. He is who he is. I really like that about him. But there is also this depth as he's kind of discovering the importance of life almost, and these things that he's said are important to him. The fact that he doesn't want to die alone. The fact that he, he really wants to be a loyal friend and like take care of his friends and all this stuff. Like finding out what that means. And we hear him talk about like, early on around the Junpei stuff. If you're not caught up on the anime, I'm sorry, but rest in peace to my boy. But around that time, he has a conversation with Junpei and his mom, and basically says like, Junpei's like, well, what would you do if you had to kill somebody? He's like, I just won't do it. Like, no matter what, I'll find another way. And then towards the end of season 1, when he's faced with that, and seeing him sort of like have this internal kind of wrestling of, is he still himself? He has that whole conversation with Nobara when they're walking through the forest in episode 24, where he starts by asking her if she's okay, but really it's because he's trying to figure out if he's okay. So he asks her, and then she says like, yeah, like I can't think too hard about this. And then Yuji is basically just processing that. So it's been fun playing all aspects. I really do truly mean it when I say like these characters are unique in how deep they are, and how much range we're getting to play with them. Because one minute, him and Nobara are clapping and singing a song like, what do we do? What do we do? We've got a major problem. And then the next minute he's apologizing right before he punches somebody that he knows he's going to kill, and he truly is sincere. So I like that we get these light moments, but I also like that it's like really grounded acting also. It's not like super anime all the time, where it's like, Dad, I can't believe you're here again, Dad. Like I'm glad that it's not all like that. Sorry.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm good at anime. But that there are moments where it sounds like two people talking to each other. And, it was interesting. Sorry, I know I'm talking a long time, but like the whole process of this show and recording it for us was really unique because we were in the middle of COVID, right? So we started October of 2020. This was the first anime I have ever done. So I've done, many other like Western animated things. This was the first anime I had ever been on. So I was starting a new genre. I was with a new director, a new studio, in sort of like a new technically challenging format, right? Dubbing. Even though I had done a lot of live action dubbing, like anime is its own beast. And we were recording from home because it was COVID. So there was just like a lot of things up against us. And I do think, for me personally, like when I go back and watch season 1 to the end, I feel like it took me like an episode or two to kind of like warm into what the show was and what the character is, which is common. Like if you go back and watch, Star vs.
Any show, really.
Well, yeah, any show. Like if you go back and watch the first season, a lot of the characters, you're like, oh wow, I didn't remember that guy said that or sounded like that or whatever. And it takes a minute to like find the characters. But I do think as a cast for the dub, we locked in around like episodes 3, 4 somewhere, and then we allowed it to get really grounded, even throughout the goofy moments. And it's just, I don't know, it's really special. I'm so excited. If you guys know, if you read the manga and you know what's coming for season 2, I am just so excited for season 2. First of all, we get I get Gojo's backstory, so that's going to be amazing. Then we get Shibuya. The Shibuya arc is going to be, if you're anime only in here, we just want you to be happy for as long as possible. Keep that smile.
It's going to be a
Keep
great time,
that
you
joy.
guys. Don't worry.
It's gonna be Daijoubu.
Remember that shopping arc I said?
Yeah.
Shibuya.
But it's just gonna be. I really truly think we're onto something special, and I'm so excited for season 2. And I think we're all ready to crush it. What's also really cool, I'm gonna brag on our cast because I know a lot of people don't do this, and for some of them, it's time. There's not enough time, so I'm not blaming anyone or judging anybody. But like, we all read our source material. We all read the manga. We're watching what's happening in the sub.
We're all caught up. Everyone.
Yeah, everyone's caught up. All of the main cast of JJK like cares so much about this show that we're just so excited to continue to bring our best so that you guys can see something that's really amazing. So yeah.
Very cool. KG, any general thoughts about the elements of your characters, or even just elements of the show that you really enjoy the most personally?
What if after like that very heartfelt thing by Adam, I was just like, I like his eyes.
You're allowed.
I was gonna say, I don't think any Gojo fans are gonna complain about that.
No, so when I was first introduced to this character after I auditioned and I booked him, I'll be honest. At first, I didn't like him very much because I was like, look at this Mary Sue, but then like as I was doing my research, I was like, oh, Gojo is the loneliest character in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I was like, okay, and then I started to work backwards from when I read the Star Plasma Vessel arc. I really delved into his relationships with Gojo. I just and seeing how this character who comes off as so unflappable, so strong, so invincible, as you will, a pillar of the lore's society, someone who everyone puts all their not only expectations but their futures upon, right? This dude, he is just a normal guy who had a really bad friendship breakup. Like he, as a character who has not had a lot of loss in his life and who was very good at everything he ever attempted, right? The one moment where he lost his friend brutalized him to the extent that he changed his entire outlook on life. His entire ideology flipped just like that. And it's very interesting to see someone who is supposedly so strong suffer a trauma that's so human and so relatable that you can be like, yeah, of course, this god among men, of course, lost his best friend and was never the same afterwards. And I thought that was just the most interesting fact about Gojo, was even with all that power, he is just a guy, He's a guy trying to get through life, trying to do the best he can, and he really cherishes the relationships he has. And for someone on his level, for someone who has so much clout and power and responsibility, finding people in his life to really relate to on that level is so hard. So hard. When people you meet and you who try to like become friends with you and you don't know if they're there for you or for your position or power, that's tough, dude. And Suguru was that guy, So I think that's my favorite part of Gojo. Just to, as we go along with the show, is to continuously discover the elements that make him human, not the stuff that makes him powerful, the stuff that makes him weak. Is in my opinion the most interesting parts of Satoru Gojo.
All the Gojo lovers in the audience were listening to you like, I can fix him. I can fix him.
Not according to the mangaka, you can't.
I can help him. I can help him.
No, absolutely fantastic, very insightful from the both of you. So thank you for those awesome answers. I'm going to have one more question for each of you, and leave a couple of minutes just for some open Q&A from our wonderful audience here. So KG, I'm going to stick with you for just a moment because your breakdown of what made Gojo stand out to you actually dovetails perfectly into the question I was originally going to follow up with. So you have played a litany of traditionally badass characters throughout your career. You've just given us this beautiful description of what makes Gojo stand out as an individual character in his own right. How would you compare him and have him stand out against some of the other more badass or cool or powerful characters that you've played?
Well, I mean, I do have this typecast where each and every one of my characters needs a little bit of therapy, so that's interesting. I don't know what that says about me, but no, I think the best characters, even when you take like the most badass characters, like I've voiced Guts, right, from 2016 onwards. Guts, even though he is like one of the most badass characters in anime, that dude is going through it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Through it. The dude, like I've never encountered an anime character where I was like, you deserve the Hot Springs episode. Oh my God, you deserve it for an hour. If there is any justice in the world, the last episode of Berserk is just Guts taking a bath for 60 minutes, okay? Using soap, and I would watch every second. I would watch it twice, okay? If it was made into a feature-length film, I would watch it, okay?
Man needs a hug. Like for
Right? Oh my God.
barest minimum, dude needs a hug.
A solid 8 hours of sleep too, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm talking, but like, you know, it really is the weaknesses and the human parts of these badass characters that make them so relatable and so watchable. Like Joe from Megalobox, right? Yes, Megalobox is like amazing kind of like sports boxing anime, but really it's not about that. It's a character drama, right? It's about Joe's a journey to prove something to himself, and then in season 2, it's about, oh my God, season 2 of Megalobox. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's the most human I've ever seen an anime character become. You know, it's like slight spoiler. I'll give you like a little bit, right? Like season 1 happens. He has his big fight with his rival. Everything seems hunky dory. You're like, oh sure, great. He's completed his journey. The story's over. But then, you know, season 2 comes, and Joe, this boxer, he's addicted to pain pills. And he has to recover, and he has to make something of his life after his protagonist journey is ended. So it's stuff like that I find just the most compelling of these characters. Like, yeah, you know, Sonami's a badass, but like, ooh, his family stuff, you know? So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
No, absolutely. Thank you. And Adam, you have played a good variety of what I would consider to be more traditionally heroic characters, as well as plenty of villainous ones. For you, what do you personally prefer in terms of these types of characters?
Oh, definitely the good boys. Yeah, I like playing the good guys. I'm like so mad that I'm in My Hero Academia.
Are you a bad guy?
Yeah, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, and he's not even that. He's like not even that bad. Like if I was gonna be a bad guy, like make me like a bad guy. But he's like, you know, like he's not even that bad. I'm kind of joking, of course. Actually, My Hero Academia is the reason why I wanted to do anime in the first place.
Really?
Yeah. So in 2019, Star vs. the Forces of Evil had ended, and a friend of mine was like, "You should watch My Hero Academia," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And I've seen it around, of course, because it was everywhere. And I started watching, and I was like, "Oh man, it sounds like they're having a lot of fun." I was like, "Why don't I audition for anime? That's weird. I've never had an anime audition." And I like reached out to my agent, and I was like, "Hey, why don't I get anime auditions?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we don't really do anime." And then I was like, well, can we?
Well, you do now.
Yeah. I was like, well, can we? And he's like, let me look into it. And then like 2 weeks later, I had an audition for My Hero Academia. Didn't get it. My second audition was for Jujutsu Kaisen. And then I got Yuji. Yeah, and this was all in a span of like maybe like 6 months after like having initially asked. I would say like, I mean, like Trumpet from My Hero Academia season 5, he was Redestro's like right-hand man. That's like the villain that I played. But he was in like so little. But I would say that most of the characters that I voiced are good, like good characters. Even Jono from Bungo Stray Dogs, which I just joined in this last season, one of the hunting dogs. Like when I got offered that role, they were like, "Hey, we have a recurring villain in season 5. Season 5.
4. It was 4. Yeah.
We have a recurring villain in season 4 for you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like a villain, like that'll be new." And then as I like got into it, I'm like, he's not bad. He's not a villain. He's just doing his job. Like he's not a villain. Yeah, but like Chifuyu, the most loyal, like best friend in Tokyo Revengers. Marco Diaz, again, loyal best friend. Yuji, same thing. Good boy, loyal, best friend. Like wants his friends to be okay, kind of thing. Like that's what I get. That's my typecast. It was funny because you were asking like, oh, you know, you've played all these badass characters, and I'm like, what's that like?
Marco's badass.
I'm perpetually 15. No, I did play adult Marco. If anybody watched Star vs. the Forces of Evil, I played the 30-year-old version.
They like that version.
Yeah, the 30-year-old version of Marco Diaz who got
the one with the beard.
Yeah, he had a beard and abs. He had his own sword and a motorcycle named Nachos. Yeah. yeah.
Living the life.
But no, I play like good boys who are between the ages of 14 and 16 years old.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get you in whatever the next Gundam show is, assuming that Witch from Mercury doesn't do a third season.
Yeah.
So you can play a really badass 15-year-old.
Yeah,
boy.
Exactly. Just punching grandmas. That's what I want. Yeah. Sorry,
Dear
not grandmas.
Capcom.
Old ladies. Sorry, the grandchildren is an additional layer I added on to it.
That's optional.
Yeah, sorry,
Grandchildren are
my
optional.
own.
Yeah.
Dear Capcom, please cast this
Yeah.
man in a future expansion for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, or I am also willing to be the voice of a grandma.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, thinking outside the box.
Equal opportunity.
I'm just saying.
Pardon, what was that?
Let's hear it. Don't punch me in the face. No. No, back off.
Hired.
No.
Hired.
No, Ryu Blanca, stop it. No. Oh, my
She
tooth.
knows Ryu and Blanca.
My
That's
teeth.
Book
wanna
this
know
man
about
right
the-
now, Capcom. Book this man.
I want to know about the lore of this grandmother.
Well, let me start from the beginning, Kaiji.
No, but it is interesting that you do enjoy playing to that type of character, because it's so often, and I'm sure you've heard this in discussions with other actors when they're recounting either their careers or just having a conversation with them. So many are just like, oh, I love playing the villain because you get all these layers of depth. It's like, yeah, no, that's cool, but what if you're just inherently a good boy? Like, what if that is your default mode? It's just weird to play villain.
The other thing about anime, listen, you guys are messed up because everybody likes the bad guy. Everyone's like, oh, he's so hot. Oh, Dabi from My Hero. I'm like, you people, stop that, like, what the heck? Like, people come to my table and they're like, I love Yuji, he's such a good boy, but like Mahito, wow. I'm like,
Okay.
you freak!
Okay,
You're a freak!
I need to tell this story really quick. Okay, this is a
Go for it.
This is a Bungo Stray Dog story. Okay, so I was on a panel with Max Middleman, who plays Atsushi, right? And in season 4, he gets his character gets stabbed by, I forget the name of the character. Has like a little playing card. What was his name? Yeah. So he was complaining about that scene, and the audience turned against him. I've never seen anything like it. They're like, no, we love him. He was just a silly little guy. He was just playing around. The look on Max's face, you guys, it was the best. He was just like, what? I got stabbed.
Yeah, actually, I will say, Jono in Bungo Stray Dogs is the first character I've ever had, I think, where people are like, wow, he's kind of sexy. And I'm like,
You're like, me?
you think so? That's awesome.
I do love the interaction between our characters, because basically it boiled down to like, hey, you're under arrest, and my character's like, for what? And he's like, the crimes?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, the crimes, yeah.
Yeah. When I found out that the first scene I was going to be recording for that show was arresting Kaiji, I was like, perfect. Count me in.
This is for all those magic games.
Yeah, exactly.
I was literally about to say, just bring it back. It's like, oh, this is going to be fun come next session. Like, I'm just going to bring this up. Fantastic. So we have time for just a quick handful of questions. Let's get, see if we can maybe get like 3 to 5 questions out. If you could come up, I was hoping we would have a microphone set up here.
There's one right there. There's a spotlight on it right here where everyone's
Fantastic.
pointing.
Okay, that is a real ass microphone. Okay, so let's get 5 people. Come on up. See if we can get through this in the 8 or so minutes we have left.
It's okay. Just stay in line. We'll try and hurry.
All right.
We'll
So
try and
You guys could street fight to like decide.
Yeah.
please don't punch any old ladies.
First one to punch an old lady gets to ask a question. Just kidding. Don't do it. I'm sorry. I know. I actually.
So I'll be
Don't actually
keeping an
joke.
eye on the
Don't-
clock.
don't
We'll
throw
go
any
through
fireballs.
Someone got nervous. I am using the sarcasm font when I say that.
So we'll get through as many of you as possible. If not, we apologize, but we do appreciate you coming out here. So first question, go right ahead, and you can feel free to move the mic down if you need to reach it.
For the Itadori's voice actor,
Yeah. What's up, dude?
if Itadori and Shifuyu had no powers, who do you think would win in a martial arts match?
Listen, I think Itadori would still win, even if if he didn't have any cursed techniques or cursed energy or anything like that. I think Itadori would still win. He's just a little bit more physically advantaged. But why? But I don't want him to hit my boy. You know what I'm saying? So they would just get some like noodles or something instead. Okay, thank you. Good question.
Noodle combat. I like it.
Yeah, noodle fight. Who can eat the most?
Noodle fight!
Eating
Noodle
contest.
fight!
Eating
Eating
contest.
contest. Let's go! All right, next question.
What is your least favorite thing about your Jujutsu Kaisen characters?
Ooh, okay, let's open this up to both of you.
Least favorite thing?
Deceptively deep question.
Oh, should I do one of those answers that you're never supposed to do in a job interview?
Which one?
My least favorite thing is that he's too loyal.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Adam, my dude, you already got the job. You're good.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Dang,
I was raised by like conservative Chinese parents, so like every time Gojo's like really disrespectful, like I clench a tiny bit because I'm like, his mom's somewhere here, right? Where's Gojo's mom? She's gonna come in and discipline him, I think. I have anxiety about that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no.
Dang, I truly don't know if there's anything that I actually dislike. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence isn't a bad choice. Megan Thee Stallion was right there.
Yeah,
she was right there. Do you know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing unlikable about Yuji. So, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I was joking. I'm joking. But I can't think of something. I'm sorry. I'll think of it and I'll tell you later. I'll tweet it.
Yeah, there we go.
You're just like, I hate Yuji's hair, like randomly at like 3 a.m.
Like 3 a.m. tweets. It's just like, what is he on right now? Oh, it's from the panel.
Maybe it is his outfit choice, like the uniform. You know what I mean? Like it's not super like identifiable. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's just clothing.
You got the collar at the
He's probably gonna get warm a lot though. Yeah, he's gonna fight. That's gonna get sweaty. It's just close. That's my answer.
There we go.
Next question.
What is your favorite scene in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Ooh, favorite scene. And we'll open it up to scenes that don't necessarily involve your characters. If you do have a scene that's like, oh, I love this. My character's not in it, but I love this. Go for it.
Gojo! Kugisake! Fushiguro's getting hit on!
Formation B!
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Incredible. Masterful cinematic art.
Yeah, all the Yuji and Toto stuff is like so fun to me. That's some of my favorite scenes is that ridiculousness.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
sir?
I'm good. I wanted to ask Kaiji, I know we're having Gojo's backstory going to be in season 2. What are some key details, without spoiling the show, that you can tell us about Gojo's backstory that we can expect?
So Gojo, of course, we're going to see him in his high school arc with Suguru, and it's as kind of like dickish as he is now, right? He's somehow even a little more douchey in the past, right? This is before his big ideology switch, so he is just obnoxious. He is a teenager with all the power in the world, and he knows it. That he's that kind of kid. But we're going to really be able to explore like the foundations of how his ideology changed, how he got to the point where he's like, no one's allowed to take youth away from the young. We're really going to be able to kind of like digest how that relationship of his with Suguru basically laid the foundation for the rest of the Jujutsu Kaisen story, and it really does. Everything sort of stems from those events with those two and Toji, and it just it's going to be great. I don't know how to talk more about it without spoiling anything, so it's going to be fantastic. All right.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Is Gojo inspired by Kakati Tente?
I'm sorry?
Is Gojo inspired by Kakati Tente?
Oh, inspired by Kakashi Sensei? Their fashion, maybe. I mean,
They do love covering their eyes.
They do. Okay,
certainly do.
Here's the thing, though. If I had a kid, right, and they were in a school and one of them were the teachers, right, I don't think I would want Gojo teaching my kid like math. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't trust Gojo with like a STEM class, is what I'm saying, right? Like maybe PE, right? Like he'd be a good PE teacher. Maybe I would trust Kakashi a little bit bit more like teaching biology and stuff to my kid. You know, I don't know. There's something about Gojo as a teacher. I just don't. You know.
They shop at the same blindfold store. Then?
Yeah. They pass each other in the aisles. People like,
Okay.
Hey, you want to do magic this week?
Maki Zenin, yes.
Yes.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A question for Kaiji.
Oh, never mind. You don't look good at all. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Well, that sure escalated quickly.
I'm just
A
kidding.
question, if you know the answer, absolutely.
I know all the answers.
Will we ever know the 3 words spoken between Gojo, Satoru,
in my
and
memoirs. I'll write them in my memoirs.
All right. Thank you.
Three magic
You do look
words.
amazing. I was just kidding, okay?
Thank you.
This is for the panel. Is there any series that you want to be reanimated to either finish the story or to cut out any like filler parts throughout the series or like the first anime?
I wish, as far as like being redone, that's a tricky one because we don't want to not get hired. I would love to see more Noragami though. I really love Noragami, and I would.
We got some Noragami fans here. All right.
I would love to see more Noragami. So I don't know about redoing because I think it was amazing, but I would just like to see more of that.
I think instead of Disney live-action remakes, we should have Disney Mappa animated remakes. Anime
That'd be
style.
cool.
Oh, dear God.
Imagine
it would be-
Mappa Mulan, you guys. Incredible.
Kaiji, don't threaten me with a good time.
That's what he does. It's what he does. He can't not.
All right, and this will be our last question.
Wait, there's only 4 left. We can do it. What did you said? What's next? Yu-Gi-Oh?
Quick. What's your question?
You want to go for it?
So
I'll be quick with the top of show promo. Let's squeeze you 4 in, and then we'll call it good. Okay? We Gucci. All right, let's go.
Speed
If
round.
Gojo and Yuji were in a band and they got kicked out, why would they get kicked out and who kicked them out?
Really? Why would they get kicked out? Gojo
Asking the
did
tough
something for
questions.
Sure. 100% Gojo did something. Yeah. Itadori would probably just be like, all right, I'm ready to go on stage, right? And Gojo's like, sorry. Oops.
Yeah, or Yuji would like break all the instruments somehow, like accidentally, or use them incorrectly.
Probably Gojo's fault. Probably.
Yeah, it's Gojo's fault.
Yeah.
Whatever happened is Gojo's fault. Thank you
for the question. All right, what's up?
All right, abridged anime, specifically Jujutsu Kaisen's abridged by the Schmuck Squad. Have you guys seen it? If so, what are your opinions?
I have not, actually.
I might have seen like clips on TikTok.
Would heavily recommend checking it out. It's like 6 episodes long. It's by the Schmuck Squad. Fantastic people. That's all I will
Okay,
Google
sweet. We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
All right.
When it comes to the relationship between Yuji and Gojo, what's your favorite aspect?
I think they're really fun together. Actually,
Yeah, me too.
They're a very wholesome like teacher student. I love that he trained Yuji using Lord of the Rings. That was like my favorite part. It's like Sam.
I also think like leaning into the stuff that you were saying earlier about Gojo not really he is a very lonely person. Like I think there is a connection. Obviously, he sees something in Yuji that he's willing to like give time, and I think there is like something deeper there, which is really really cool, and I'm excited to
Yeah. All right, last question. Hello.
So, Adam,
Yes.
I was wondering, when you earlier in saying he asked if you want to spend time with your character that you play as,
Yeah.
and you said yes. What if for cursed demon thing come out when
Like what if I was hanging out with Yuji and some like cursed object or curse came out? What would I do?
Yeah.
I would scream like a tiny muchacha, and I would run away as quickly as possible, and I would let Yuji handle that.
Thank you.
You're
brave.
welcome. That was
Very
a great
brave.
question.
Yeah,
I think that's the most appropriate reaction anyone would have in that
was a
situation.
great question.
All right, well, thank you all for being here for the Jujutsu Kaisen Q&A. Big thank you to